Okay, look. It is Monday, September 16th. Now, you may be watching this and going, well, wait, you start on Sundays. That's right, I normally was going to start on Sundays. However, I did not shoot anything yesterday. And this is why. Amanda is leaving town today. And I thought it more appropriate yesterday to dedicate my time to her, as she's about to be gone until Friday. When she comes back home on Saturday, I will be leaving for my bachelor weekend, my bachelor party weekend. So we're not going to see each other really until Sunday at this point. And then at that, it's just a week till we get married. So I thought it more appropriate and more worth my time to dedicate to her, because she is worth more than, honestly, this little project I'm putting together. Yesterday we did a little more running around just to spend some time together. We went to eat at a Mexican restaurant called Manny's. It has got her favorite queso in town. She loves queso, chips and queso. And Manny's has got her favorite queso, and quite frankly, I think it's really good. It's the type of queso, you know, sometimes you get queso dip and it gets cold and it loses its consistency and it gets like, it just gets not good when it's cold. Manny's queso loses a little bit of temperature, but maintains its consistency and liquidity, I guess, is what I'm looking for. And it is just, probably is indeed the best queso in town. However, the service yesterday was less than good, let's just say. I am a lot more forgiving for at restaurants than a lot of people are, and that's because I've worked in one for 10 years. So I will let a lot of stuff slide under the rug when it comes to eating at a restaurant, but yesterday I was just not given decent service, not even subpar service. It was not good service. So, as good as the queso may be, it'll probably be a little bit before we go back there this next time. Stuff happens. Maybe they were having an off day, but it was just not a good experience yesterday. Today I have to work. Surprise, surprise. I'm working through Friday. Now, this could potentially be the last week at my current store before I switch to the new store. My store director is back from vacation today, so he has to coordinate with the new store director and find out the best time. Now, if I start at my new store next week, then it's literally just a week before I'm gone for another week on my honeymoon. So they may just say, hey, come back after your honeymoon, and that'll be when you start the new store, which is what I would like to happen. But I understand that my new store may be in a predicament and need me there ASAP. So we will find out when that happens. I just got off work. I'm gonna leave the air on. I'm burning up. But yes, I know I'm wearing a jacket. It's cold in my apartment. Mind your own business. Whew. Just got off work. I'm going straight home. Amanda made it. Her plane landed safely. She made it to her hotel. She's settling in, getting some food. It's in California. She's 2 whole hours behind me. I made the joke. So the plane is 3 hours. Took a 3-hour plane ride just for the last 1 hour. I don't know. I like time zone jokes and stuff like that for some reason. When she comes home, I call it time travel, where she travels into the future by 2 hours. Going home, fighting the great urge to get some junk food on the way home. But I know there's food there that I can eat, and I really need to eat it. So I'm going to be a responsible adult. I'm going to just go to the house and eat the food that I have at the house. It is now, what day is it? It is Tuesday. It's really early Tuesday morning. I'm driving to work. Tuesday the 17th, 2024. I had a real good talk with an old coworker yesterday. With the coming news that I am switching to a new store, the reality is I was supposed to be at that store about a year ago anyway, or that is to say at the start of this year anyway. I spent all of 2023 training the guy that was supposed to be my replacement. Real good kid, real hard worker. Could have taken over the world. Taught him everything I knew, and then kind of about the time I started dating Amanda, he had made intentions known he was going to marry his girlfriend. They had set aside a date, and I think they ended up just going to the courthouse. He had started having issues with both of their families. And most times cooler heads would prevail. But right about the middle of December time, so around Christmas, which is sad, things took a turn for the worse. And he told me if things don't improve that he was going to have to move. And I said, well, we will miss you, but you got to do what you got to do. I understand. Told him you got to do what you got to do, and that we understand. That we weren't going to hold him back. And then January comes in the new year, and he says, yeah, I have to move, and it's got to be fast. So I give him to the district manager, and they're able to find another store within the company that's out of state that he transferred to. It was super fast, super sudden, and I don't know all the story, but I know some of the story, and it's an unfortunate situation, and it's sad that it had to happen. And I had long talks with him the day of, asking him, are you sure you're doing the right thing? And he said, yeah, and he's a good kid, so I believed him. And he was going to be my replacement, and I was going to be at the store I'm now moving to back in January, maybe February. It would have been real early this year. So I've been hurting at work most of this year until I got my current helper and the guy who will hopefully take over my position. I don't think I have much choice on it, unfortunately. About July, he came in, and that's been a big help. Ashamedly, I did not keep up with this kid very much. For a while, I kind of let him be. And then, just kind of, not out of fault, not out of bitterness or anything like that, just kind of didn't keep up with him. So I reached out yesterday. Said, hey man, how you doing? Long time no see. Sorry I didn't reach out, my bad, all that stuff. Hope you're doing well. And he's doing really well. He's landed on his feet. They're a happy little couple, which is what I'm glad to hear. Then I kind of gave him a heads up into what's going on in my life. He was my right-hand man for 2 years. And for a whole year, I taught him everything I knew to ultimately be my replacement. And now he's a manager somewhere else. And he said that he tries his best to take care of his workers because that's the example I set for him. And I take that as a huge compliment, but also... well, it made me feel happy that I left a good impression on him. Anyway, I told him what's going on in my life. Early on in mine and Amanda's relationship, he covered a bunch of specific days off, and specifically Sunday. It was hard for me to get Sundays off back then. He covered a bunch of Sundays by himself so that I could spend time with Amanda real early on in our relationship. Even the day he told me he was going to have to move, Amanda and I went on a date that evening. And even right up the day before he moved was inventory day, and he worked like 16 hours that day. With everything going on in his life, he was still there beside me, helping me out. So I thanked him for everything he did for me and all the extra time he gave me early on in our relationship. I told him I was told him that I'm marrying that same girl at the end of the month, and that we have a house together, and he's super happy for me, and I'm super happy for him. So next time I reach out, it won't be months and months and months. Now, especially now that I know he's my position at his store, there'll be more, probably a little more banter going back and forth between the two of us now. Anyway, that was a fun conversation I had yesterday, and I'm really happy that even, it sucks that when family stuff is not working out. I know I come from a loving family. Amanda comes from a loving family. But unfortunately, and this is the darndest thing and the saddest thing, that's not always the case. And like I said, I don't know the full story, what was going on between this kid, his wife, and their two families. But it's sad that it got bad enough that they just had to up and leave. But I'm super happy he was able to land on his feet, and that was just real good news I heard yesterday. Another day, another however much they pay me per hour multiplied by 10 hours. News came today. I do start at my new store on Monday. That'll be Monday the 23rd. I will work there for 5 days, and then I will be off for my wedding and my honeymoon. And that'll be like 10 to 12 days. I think it'll be 12 days. That's what I told them. It'll be 12 days. I'm getting married on September 29th, and I will return to work on October 8th. That is a Tuesday. I'm so ready to be out of this city. I'm tired of driving here every day. One of my more rude customers came in today, and I didn't let her get to me, but she's one of the customers I'm not going to miss. There are a few customers I will miss, although very few. This is also an incredibly dangerous road. This is the road between the two towns I have to drive through to get to work. It is 2 lanes the whole way. It is a small country road. Not a whole lot of passing lanes. And then people will just pass you anyway. People will speed. These roads flood when it rains. And if there's oncoming traffic, people will pull out in front of oncoming traffic just to get 1 car length in front of you. It is incredibly dangerous, and I hate. This is it, Mud Creek right here. This floods over anytime it rains. I absolutely hate driving on this road. I cannot wait to never have to drive down it again.